This phone is the younger brother of the HTC One X. Now the phone that we're talking about here is the HTC One V. This phone actually gave us a scare when it arrived. We pulled it out of the box and for 1 second I thought we had gotten an HTC Legend. So that was a bit of a scare. Then I realized that no, this is the One V, which is designed very much like the HTC Legend. In case you guys haven't used it, you should Google it to just see the design similarities and to understand what I'm talking about. To start off with, this is essentially a mid-range Android phone. The specs pretty much speak for themselves. It's a 1 GHz single core Qualcomm processor paired with 502 MB of RAM. The display size is 3.7 inches with a resolution of 480 by 800. The phone comes with 4 GB of internal storage and there is a micro SD card slot to expand that further. And the camera is a 5MP camera with 720p video recording, not 1080p, 720p, but carried forward from the One X is the burst mode, which allows you to take an HD video as well as pictures at the same time, and the results are quite nice. We'll get back to that in a little later. First, let us talk about the build quality. If you look at the HTC One V from the front, you will notice this is the display, and here are 3 touch capable keys: back, home and the task manager. Unlike the HTC Legend, this doesn't have an optical trackpad, so this area is kind of left vacant. On the top here is the earpiece. Now why I am focusing on this here is because of what I want to show you. The display kind of stands a little above the rest of the body of the phone. Now that's not a bad thing generally, but what it means here is that this glass has been cut where the earpiece sits. Now this is a little sharp, and when you're placing the phone against the ear, it tends to prick a little. Not that it's a big problem, but yes, you have to be just a little bit careful about how hard you're pressing the phone against your ear. If you have the habit of using the shoulder to press the phone against your ear, then just be a little more careful. If you look at the sides, this is where the charging port is on this side, the volume rocker on the other side, 3.5mm jack and the power key on the top. On the back, this is the camera along with the LED flash. What you would have noticed that this is a unibody phone, and unibody carried forward from the Legend. The design is very similar, as I keep repeating myself. To open this, you just need to simply slide this rubberized part down and you have access to the SIM card slot here and the micro SD slot here. You cannot access the battery. Well, that's pretty much the trend with phones these days. Slide that back in, it's closed. The Beats Audio inspiration is definitely clearly marked. Switching the display on, this is what impressed us a lot. Now this is a very humble LCD display. No AMOLED, no IPS LCD, no excitement of that sort here. This is a very simple LCD display, but the colors were nice. But the best part is the text crispness. You can basically read anything and everything without squinting or making an effort. That is brilliant. I mean, this is probably one of the reasons why we love this phone so much immediately. Coming back to the OS, this is the HTC Sense 4.0 UI. It's exactly the same as the one that we saw on the One X, only that it's being replicated on a smaller display. The phone comes with Android ICS out of the box, something which should really tilt your decision in the favor of this phone if you're comparing it to, let's say, the Sony Xperia Sola, because the Sola comes with Gingerbread on board with a promised update to ICS, but I really don't see the sense of that. Sony should have immediately come out with ICS on the Sola.